Welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.5 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and on myjoyonline.com. We are also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, ECG proposes a 225% increase in its distribution service charge, a move expected to drive up electricity tariffs. The company says city depreciation and rising costs have eroded its revenue, threatening its ability to reliably supply power to our homes or businesses. Also, fresh tensions in the Savana region as a man is gunned down by unknown assailants while on a simple trip to charge his phone. We have details. Meanwhile, 4 of the displaced residents seeking shelter in Winchi have been confirmed dead. Also coming up, pay 4 million cedis development fees or you are disqualified. Joy News uncovers new conditions imposed on aspirants seeking to lead the NPP in the 2028 elections.
And if it says it has also determined another fee, termed development fee, to be paid by each aspirant, you've got to pay. If you don't pay, it can be used or it will be used as a basis for your disqualification.
Presidential aspirant Kwabena Ejipon insists the NPP's National Executive Committee has no mandate to impose such fees on aspirants.
The National Council has no role in fixing the fees, according to our constitution.
In sports,
high stakes for Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers as the Black Stars face Mali in a potential Group I decider.
Later on in the bulletin, Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly's harsh reality, mounting debt, shrinking revenue, and rising burden as judgment debt consumes its finances.
Even the office that we're sitting in, I had to use my own resource to furnish here.
Why?
Everything that's here is provided by me.
Because Assembly couldn't provide the financing to do it.
I came. It was such that Assembly could not raise the money.
There was no money in the accounts?
It had been garnished.
Also following Joy News documentary Deadly Doses, the KMA is moving to close down Tinker Island, a notorious drug den at Ashtown.
If I tell you it's going to be easy, I'll be bragging. The major challenge will not be those who use the drugs. It will not be those who come there to sell. It is those who don't come there and are the source of the business and are very difficult to find.
These and more with me, Pearl Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. This afternoon, the Electricity Company of Ghana is demanding a 225% increase in its distribution service charge for the 2025 to the 2029 tariff period. The proposal, published in the dailies today, is expected to be presented to the PRC for approval. It is requesting that the distribution service charge be raised from 19 pesos to nearly 62 pesos per kilowatt hour, citing the sharp depreciation of the city, which it says has wiped out almost half the real value of its revenues. The company argues that without a cost-reflective tariff, it cannot sustain maintenance or invest in critical upgrades to improve supply reliability. Now, joining me in the studio now is my colleague Caleb Ziblim with the Joy News Research Desk. He has details on what ECG is demanding. Caleb, first tell us, what is the distribution service charge?
Yes, Pearl. So the distribution service charge is the share of the electricity tariff that is allocated to ECG. So ECG uses this to cover their distributing and retailing power. So it finances ECG's day-to-day operations, network maintenance, and staff salaries. Other components of the electricity tariff goes to other players such as Gridco and the independent power producers. So ECG's share of the electricity tariff is the distributing service charge.
And why is ECG proposing this increment?
Okay, so Ghana's electricity tariff structure is reviewed every few years, with the current major adjustments happening in September 2025. Mm-hmm. This is also part of Ghana's conditions with the IMF, so it has to be undergone. Now, in 2022, ECG adjusted a major adjustment happened in 2022, and this increased the service charge from 16 pesos per kilowatt hour to 17 pesos per kilowatt hour. And then over the past 2 years, it has now increased from 17 to 19 pesos per kilowatt hour. But ECG says this is not adequate.
Okay.
And the company is citing significant investments in infrastructure and a sharp depreciation of the cedi over the past 2 years, which it says has eroded its revenues. So ECG is suggesting that the service charge be increased from 19 pesos to 61.8 pesos. And that's about a 222% increment.
Now the big question, how will this affect consumers?
Now, this has to be approved by the PRC. So if approved by the PRC, it means that we'll have higher electricity bills to pay. Now, for instance, if you need about 100 kilowatts per hour every month, you have to pay an additional 42 cedis, 76 pesos. So this will be significant for consumers if accepted by PRC. But there's precedence because in 2022, ECG asked for 39 pesos per kilowatt hours, but PRC approved only 17 pesos. So we are assuming that the regulator does not always approve the full amount the utilities request for. So hopefully PRC would, take consumers into mind.
Caleb, thank you so much for that update. We'll try and reach ECG for their response to the story. Now let's move on to other stories. There are fresh tensions in the Savana region as a man has been gunned down by unknown assailants while on a simple trip to charge his phone. 4 displaced people seeking shelter from the conflict have also been reported dead. Joint news sources at the Wenchi camp say the victims include 3 adult women and a teenage girl. 2 of the women fell ill and were taken to the Wenchi hospital where they later died. The teenage girl reportedly died while still at the camp. The 4th victim, believed to be in her early 90s, was returned to a community at Bongbong, a suburb of the Bole district, where she reportedly died 2 days after her return. Our correspondent Isaac Nyona has been following this story and joins us with details. Good afternoon, Isaac.
Good afternoon.
What else do we know about this incident?
Yes, listening to the judges of the information that we gathered, it came across that these people were sick, and having taken them to hospital to assess medical health, the 2 of them passed away there, and the little girl who was still in the camp also passed on. There was this elderly woman in her early 90s who personally requested that they send her home to a community called Bongbong in the Bola district. She got home 3 days later, and then she also died. So these are from health conditions, and not that somebody attacked them from anywhere.
Also, Isaac, how are residents reacting to the story?
Yes, this is one of the cases that some of these people who have relocated from the original base to the camps with certain conditions in their health matters, and those who are still in the camps across the country. Some definitely who have personal health cases back at home and then move there. Actually, they won't find it easy because some who were undergoing treatment locally will not still have that access to that local treatment they were going through. Or those who were on doctor diagnosing may not really move with have access to the documents to go to another hospital for medical assistance. We talk about the camp in Sola, where we saw a woman with twins. And she said she was supposed to go back to Techima for a review in 2 weeks' time, and then the conflict started. So she was given some aid, and then finally was admitted at the Sola Tinakaba district hospital. We are told she's doing very well and have been discharged with the 2 twins.
Isaac Nonya, our Savannah regional correspondent, thank you so much for that update. Meanwhile, Wa West MP and Deputy Chairman of Parliament, Defence and Interior Committee, Peter Lanchini Tobu, has urged the feuding factions to recognize that their real enemies are not each other, but poverty and underdevelopment.
All we are praying for is peace in STK. And the chiefs have assured us they are willing to tow the path of peace. All of you here, if you have a son anywhere, you have your daughter anywhere, who is educated on social media, tell them to use the power of social media to call for peace. They shouldn't use the social media to call for war. War is destructive. As you sit here, you have become internally displaced persons. Other people are feeding you. And your farms are there. I've gone through a farm where there are a lot of granite, there are a lot of maize, and there is nobody there. They've absconded. Everybody's gone. This cannot be life. You cannot be an internally displaced person in your own country. Whatever we can do to bring peace, let's ensure that we bring peace, so that these children don't suffer unduly. Our sisters will not suffer unduly. Our mothers will not suffer unduly. The time for us to act together is now. Peace is all we are calling for. Thank you so much.
He had Peter Lanchini Tobu, and he said this during an engagement with some 48,000 displaced people as a result of the conflict. Let's take you to Abosokai because spare parts dealers there have served notice to foreign nationals operating in the enclave to vacate their shops or face forceful eviction. At a press conference today, the traders insisted that the spare parts business is legally reserved for Ghanaians and accused foreign nationals of flouting investment laws by taking over spaces meant for locals. They allege that while they are routinely harassed by tax authorities, foreigners continue to operate with little restriction. Let's take you live there now and speak to my colleague Adobia Asari. Adobia, good afternoon. Tell us about the situation at Abosokai now.
Right, so like you rightly mentioned, these Ghanaian spare parts dealers are now calling themselves orphans in their own land because they believe the foreign nationals have been given too much freedom by authorities who should be fighting for the Ghanaian traders rather. And then the foreign nationals, especially Nigerians, are thriving while they are struggling to even make ends meet. While we were there, we did hear an announcement track going around saying that foreign nationals shops will be closed from Wednesday, and that if any Ghanaian trader knows of any foreign national shop, they should just alert the authorities. And when I spoke to the traders, they were not even impressed because they said this hasn't been the first, nor the second, or third time. They do these announcements all the time, and they don't see any action on the ground. So they want real action to be taken. Pearl.
And how the foreigners responding to this?
Right, when I tried talking to them, they didn't want to speak to us, but one person who spoke to us off record said it's out of envy that Ghanaians are saying these things because their profit margin is relatively small as compared to the profit Ghanaians put on their products, but they didn't speak on record.
Adobia Asari, thank you very much for that update, and she was reporting from Abosokai here in Accra. Let's take you to the Ashanti region now, and the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly is grappling with deepening financial woes as mounting debts, shrinking revenue streams and heavy judgment obligations threaten its ability to deliver basic services. Joy News is learning that the Assembly is battling a 300 million cedi debt. According to Chief Executive Richard Ojeman Uforibuedu, a significant portion of the Assembly's internally generated funds is being consumed by judgment debt arising from unresolved contractual disputes and litigations, leaving little room for development projects or operational needs. He spoke to my colleague in a yet-to-be-aired interview on The Pulse.
The judgment debts alone, 142, not the entire debt of KMA. The entire debt of KMA is way beyond that.
Like 300 million, 400 million?
It will get to
300 million. And how did this debt come about?
Irresponsible management.
How irresponsible were they?
Like we award a contract to somebody to help us manage a particular dam site, 7 months on, without any proper negotiation. We abrogate the contract without recourse to due process.
So this is a judgment that you have to clear.
Yeah.
And how are you going about clearing it?
Okay, so I've started engaging with the people that we are indebted to. There are two. One we owe 12 million that I've had very good negotiations with, and we have come to the point whereby we are now going to take care of the person's legal fees, and then we'll implement some of the agreements that we have had with them. There's one that we are owing 7 million cedis. I've also had a good deal with them. But there's one major one which is virtually killing me. The one that we have with FICO FD. That's 20 million cedis that we are talking about. KMA, I think, abrogated the contract wrongfully, and then they went to court and they secured a judgment. And
will I be right to say that currently, as you speak, in view of the financial distress that you are in, KMA may be described as a bankrupt institution?
So when you have good access, you don't have a liquid at a particular place, it cannot be described as bankrupt.
So what kind of state is KMA in?
We're in a challenging circumstance. But KMA is a difficult situation. Even the office that we're sitting in, I had to use my own resource to furnish here.
Why?
Everything that's here is provided by myself.
Because Assembly couldn't provide the financing to do it.
I came. It was such that Assembly could not raise the money.
There was no money in the accounts?
It had been garnished.
Well, the Assembly is also stepping up efforts to sanitize the notorious drug den, Tinker Island, located at Ashtown, a suburb of Kumasi. A recent Joy News documentary exposed the harsh reality of the place. Richard Ofori Ofori Boedi, who is the Kumasi mayor, says that several of the addicts have been rehabilitated.
KMA is being responsible for that rehabilitation that is taking place. We are trying everything possible to get them out. I only hope and pray that those that we are working upon the routine that they will go through will not come back. Unfortunately, if you look at them critically, a lot of them do not come from Kumasi. Most of them come from Pafenso, some of them from Bekwai and other areas.
But is it possible to close down Tinker Island?
We are working towards it. It's not. If I tell you it's going to be easy, I'll be bragging, because the major challenge will not be those who use the drugs. It will not be those who come there to sell, but it is those who don't come there and are the source of the business and are very difficult to find. We can get rid of everybody, but once the supply has not been curtailed, we will still have job to do.
Kumasi Mayor Richard Ofori Boedi speaking to my colleague Elton Broby on the Pulse. In other news, Deputy Ranking Member of the Information and Communications Committee in Parliament, Charles Oredu, has revealed that South Africa's International Relations Minister is set to touch down in Ghana over the DSTV saga. The move, according to the Deputy Ranking Member, is an attempt to resolve the growing tension between the Communications Minister and MultiChoice Ghana over a call for a reduction in prices. The minister's demand a few weeks ago has degenerated into a social media banter between Sam George and MultiChoice. In a latest statement, the regulator, National Communications Authority, says a stakeholders meeting is scheduled for today for the two parties to agree on some terms. Blessed Suga has more.
End of events, the National Communications Authority has revealed through a press statement that it has received MultiChoice Ghana's response to threats to suspend the company's authorization and its demand for a breakdown of the pricing model. This development now means that the Communications Minister Sam George will now stand down his resolve to shut down the DSTV platform. In its stead, there will be a crunch meeting today, chaired by the sector minister himself.
I will personally chair the committee. Therefore, the committee has a strict 14-day mandate, inclusive of weekends, to conclude its work and present a suitable price reduction structure for the people of Ghana by the 21st of September 2025.
Already, Sam George is facing criticism for what his opponents describe as political grandstanding, with the former Information Minister Fatimatu Abubakar warning of possible implications for the country's foreign direct investment.
It is not an ego thing. You would assume that this is just a banter between DSTV and Sam George. It is not. Any other person seeking to bring FDI to Ghana will be looking at how Ghana does business.
What is certain after today's engagement is that all interested parties, including MultiChoice, have committed to respect the laws of the Republic of Ghana.
Meanwhile, Joy News is learning the Minister for Internal Relations and Cooperation in South Africa is expected in Ghana to meet our foreign minister over this matter. Deputy Ranking Member on the Communications Committee, Charles Oredu, revealed this to my colleague Mami Esinyamicha Thompson on News Desk a while ago.
I've been told that the foreign minister, the South African foreign minister, is planning to visit Ghana and then engage Ghana's foreign minister on this particular matter.
Okay.
We need to, use diplomatic channels to solve this and not threat and then bravado. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. So this meeting today, I think that is the way to go. When they are done with the meeting, it's a communication, because the matter is now being brought to the public attention. So we will expect some at the end of the day. If it's a communication or if it's a communication at the end of the meeting, let us know the outcome. And then we'll take it up from there. But remember, the minister was asking them to reduce their cost or their prices by about 30%.
Yes.
And at that time, they raised issues with the dollar. The fact that the city had depreciated against the dollar then. So now that the dollar seems to, appreciate against the city, I don't know whether the council minister is still going to stand on that 30% increase of prices that he insisted earlier.
And we will be monitoring this meeting and bring you the outcome in subsequent bulletins. You're listening to the Midday News. We have more stories for you when we return. Stay with us.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Go TV. Love it.
Junior, your school bus will soon get here. Hurry up.
Mommy, my head is aching me and I'm feeling cold. Honey, Junior's temperature is too high and he feels feverish.
Oh, baby. So you didn't give him the Encamol paracetamol syrup that I gave you the last time?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Okay, you know what? It's not too late. Just give him Encamol and he'll be fine in no time. Encamol paracetamol syrup, a strawberry-flavored paracetamol syrup, and it's specially made for children aged 3 months to 12 years. It helps manage pain like headaches, teething pain, and fever. And guess what? Because of the strawberry flavor, the kids enjoy taking it.
I can tell from the way he's licking his lips. And look at how he's jumping around. Hurry up and go to school, Junior.
Yes, now you can get Encamol paracetamol syrup in all pharmacy shops. For bulk purchase, go to NK Pharma head office, Abelinkwe, or call 050-658-8315. This advert is FDA approved.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like Jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
One ticket could turn your one Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
You're welcome back to the Midday News, and Mubarak is here. Black Stars is in the news again, right?
Exactly, Pearl. The Black Stars, they took on Mali tonight in a crucial 2026 World Cup qualifier at the Accra Sports Stadium. Their 1-1 draw with Chad last week cut Ghana's lead at the top of Group I to just 1 point, with now Madagascar and Comoros still in contention. We can now hear from the head coach, Otuado.
I expect a different face of the players. I think the good thing is at the end we still have it in our own hands. It will be very, very difficult against Mali. They're in a good shape, so I'm looking forward. We will put everything as fast as possible. It's not always easy because we have to do everything we can, and we are not at the World Cup yet. We have to fight for this. We have to give our lives for this. We are not there yet. No way. And our opponents, they will do everything to stop us from going there. So it's game by game, no matter who. No underratings, nothing. Mali, I'm sure nobody will underrate them. Everybody knows they're good. So I'm not worried. So I know we will put everything in, but we have to be concentrated.
Yeah, so that's Black Stars head coach Otuado. Per, are you really confident? Have you watched the Black Stars?
Yes, I have.
And are you confident about tonight's game?
Well, I'm not confident, but we just pray.
Well, we wish them the very best.
Thank you so much, Mubarak, for that sports news. Now, 415 candidates who sat for the 2025 BEC risk having their entire results cancelled as WAEC launches a full-scale investigation into alleged exam malpractices uncovered by a GH probe investigation. The students from 14 schools wrote at the Derby Avenue RC and St. George's Anglican Exam Centres in Accra, where some were caught smuggling mobile phones into halls, using artificial intelligence tools such as ChatGPT, and even receiving solved questions directly from invigilators. Here are excerpts from the Hotline documentary.
GH Probe found that one invigilator takes phone numbers of candidates in possession of phones. Questions are solved in a so-called strong room, and the answers are transmitted to the candidates through their mobile phones. They copy and pass their phones on to colleagues who have no phones. The AI was used in two ways. Some candidates opted for the use of AI in generating answers to the questions and used the entire responses of AI on WhatsApp, while others sought explanations for questions they had been asked to list and explain. This second group thus demanded further help as answers invigilators had transmitted to them lacked the explanations. Some invigilators even joined the candidates in the AI search.
In the past few years, we decided that henceforth anybody found with a phone in the examination hall would have their entire results cancelled. Because the phone is, for us, as far as examinations are concerned, a gadget that has a storage facility with which you can access information from any quarter. So phones are simply a no-go area as far as our examinations are concerned.
Some candidates brought books into the exams hall from which they copied their answers for the BECE questions.
Certainly, talk about the coordinated form of it. I think that with the involvement of all these personnel who I would say should have been helping us, were rather being against us. Certainly there was something grave that went wrong in the course of the examination. Yeah.
You had GH Probes and Joy News, a documentary produced by Francisca Encho and read by my colleague Kenneth Jesse. Now, looking to fix that leaking pipe, repair a broken door, or get expert welding done without the hassle? At the 2025 Habitat Fair, the Ayuda app brings home services right to your doorstep, from plumbing and carpentry to welding and more, all at the tap of a button. With trusted professionals, quick response and affordable rates, Ayuda makes home maintenance stress-free, convenient and reliable. Here is CEO Benjamin Siriano explaining what it is about.
Ours is an application that you use to request for services, whether it's plumbing, whether it's electrical, whether it's painting, any kind of service, fumigation, any kind of services that you may need in your house or in your office. The Ayuda app is there to serve you. And so when it comes to our app, we we looked, first of all, for individuals' convenience. So convenience is what we bring to individuals. We want you sitting right here to be able to request for a mechanic to check the vehicle of your wife in the office or at home or wherever she may be having the problem. So we bring you that kind of convenience.
And it's time for what's trending on social media. And Adobia Hasari is here. Adobia, what do we have?
Yes, Pearl, you know, when people say they've given up on the Black Stars, in fact, now I don't believe people anymore. They are lying. Because people are in so much anticipation of tonight's match. You know,
Have you given up?
Me, yes, I have. But so many people are, enthused. They're so excited. So, Noella will give us a comment or two.
Right, and this one says, Dear Mali, humility till we beat you. You go here for here.
Yeah, so they're excited about the match. Me, I'm not, so...
Adovia and Noella, thank you so much for bringing us what's trending on social media. And that's how we end the Midday News. My name is Pearl Ofori. Good afternoon and thanks for your time.